Today on the channel, I'm back from San Diego Comic-Con, and I brought someone with me, the 101,000 AEW Jazzwares exclusive, Swerve Strickland.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW Jazzwares unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got something extra special. We got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from 2025, Swerve Strickland. But for all your Swerve Strickland needs, I guess Comic-Con, and more on that in this video. But for everything else wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And like I said, just back from San Diego Comic-Con, and boy, are my arms tired. Long week. Got about 10 hours of sleep in about 5 days. So very, very busy schedule. You've seen some of it on the channel, more on the channel in the next couple of weeks, especially in the figure side of things, as we got a lot of unboxings to do the next couple of weeks around San Diego Comic-Con, as you can imagine. But I was lucky enough to get the Swerve Strickland. Now, fortunately, unfortunately, I guess depends how you view these kind of things. Jazzwares was part of the lottery system of San Diego Comic-Con. Way that works is you get X amount of credits every single day for San Diego Comic-Con. There's all these different things, and you can put your credits to it. If you got 12 credits in a day, let's say, you can put 12 of those credits on this Swerve. You can't put it on anything else, but it probably amplifies your chances at getting a Swerve figure. So for me, I divvied up the points, divvied all this kind of stuff up. I had something like, I don't know, 40 credits maybe between the 4 days. What is credits? What is time, as we say? And this happened to me last year. I got picked for one thing, only one thing. And thankfully, I guess it was this one, Swerve Strickland. So I had a window from 3 to 4. I could go to the Jazzwares booth on Friday. I could pick this one up. So it was nice. I guaranteed getting one of these. Now, some of the other companies, they've got away from the lottery system, and it's just, hey, first come, first serve. Mythic Legions, for example. They had their new Barbarian. They had the new Paladin, I think was his name. And they were sold out almost immediately because people would line up, they'd mad dash there. And if you have like 5 or 6 different things you want to collect, well, you're SOL at the end of the day because you can't wait in all those lines. And it sucks waiting in line. That's the one thing about Comic-Con that's just horrible. And that's why people say, hey, could you get me this? Could you get me that? Well, you got to wait 2 hours in line to get one. And then you have to go back, wait 2 hours. And I love you out there. I love you. I love you. I especially love you. And you in the back, chef's kiss. But unfortunately, I don't want to spend my time waiting in line more than I have to. Even if it's like, hey, I'll give you $20 more or whatever. Time is money, and that's not worth it, especially on an expensive trip like San Diego. I want to cover the ground. I want to see as much as I can in the limited amount of time things go. So I luckily just walked up there, strolled up, paid my money, got this in my collection. So that was great to do. Talking to Jeremy Padower, of course, great friend of the channel, Jeremy Padower. Sounds like next year they may get rid of the lottery system, and they may go just to the first come, first serve. I don't know. I go back and forth. Sometimes I like lottery, sometimes I don't. I remember the Sting exclusive was first come, first serve. I remember there was a fist fight. That was my first incarnation of a line at San Diego Comic-Con. There was a fist fight for that Sting right there in line. So there's good and there's bad on both sides. I don't know if anything's perfect, but it is unfortunate. A lot of people are not going to be able to get this one. First off, it's a 1 of 1,000, makes it a little bit harder to find. And at least as of right now, as of filming, you could only get it at the con. And as I'm filming this, the con is finishing up right now. So I don't know if they dump the rest of their supply at the con. They're going to have leftovers. I don't know. I guess stay tuned on that and check eBay. Obviously, eBay is going to be very expensive right now for all San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Let the dust settle a little bit. Things will get a little bit back to normal in a few weeks once the craziness and the madness of San Diego Comic-Con starts wearing off. So it's interesting how this all goes down. Like I said, this was the only thing I put in for Mattel. I put in for Jazzwares. I put in for everything, I felt like. I don't know, but I never get picked for those things. So just because you're going to San Diego Comic-Con does not guarantee you things. That's one thing I want to stress and all that, and I think I did. So who knows? But one thing we do know is how we're going to do this review. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We'll even do some comparisons later in this video here. But Swerve, the man with the plan, and I guess the AEW guy of San Diego Comic-Con. Speedball Bailey was poking around. I saw Danhausen out on the floor. I said, hey, Danhausen. He looked at me like I had 3 heads and said, oh, hello. So, hello, Danhausen. Who else did I see? Samoa Joe, I think, was there as well. But that was it. But Swerve was kind of the man of the hour, the man of the plan. Of course, they had this exclusive. There's an upcoming ringside exclusive 2-pack with Prince Nana, a Target exclusive, a Shop AEW exclusive coming. So if you missed out on this, you got a lot more opportunities for Swerve, including the 2 prior figures of him, which we will compare today. So Jazzware's all in. They're putting all their chips in on Swerve Strickland. We'll see how it works for them there. But this one is interesting. It is a box. Of course, ringside and Shop AEW and Jazzware's Vault, they have crazy exclusives all over the place, where the main line is more streamlined in the packaging styles, but the exclusives, you never know what you're going to get, including this one from San Diego this year. It does say Swerve Strickland right there. Kind of got the claws right there. Of course, this is a Black Panther Killmonger inspired figure, if you're familiar with Black Panther and Marvel Comics and stuff. AEW up there. San Diego Comic-Con logo looking good. And Swerve, what does that say? The Realist? Swerve the Realist over here. Same thing over here. And then, of course, 101,000 on the front. A little bit of window box going on. And then, of course, just a slipcase cover right here. Slides off very gently. Give it the old heave-ho. See you later. Goodbye. And then you got the Swerve right there with the figure. You got the traditional kind of bubble window if you want to get an autograph or something. You got Swerve down here. AEW. Got the accessories. Got that robe, which was dangled out there, part of the main line. They pulled that back, probably for budget reasons. Put it with this one right here. Looks good. SDCC 2025 exclusive. 8 and up, 1 of 1,000. There's a little Swerve on the side doing Swerve things right there. Being realist. That's what you do when you want to be the realist. You take your shirt off, put your hand up by your head. Officially the realist right there. Little action on the side. And then on the back, little glamour shot action there. Autographs on there, but nothing like, hey, from this event or any of that fun stuff. But is what it is. But then, of course, pulling it out. Nothing too fun in the packaging department. Put it in the old shuffle. See you later. Goodbye. And uh-oh, we got twist ties. Todd McFarlane style right there. We're locked down in the old plastic prison. A lot going on with this Swerve as far as twist ties go. Got some tight twist ties here. Locked in at the feet. Of course. There it is. Maybe. And I'll never forget talking to Todd McFarlane. I said, Todd, what do you think about these twist ties? And he said, you know what? 2026 is looking to be a banner year for the twist ties, Kyle. We just talked for a half hour just about twist ties, Todd and me. There's nothing else to really talk about. We didn't really care about the figures or the comics. We said, you know, let's talk about these twist ties and desired lengths and thickness on these. Let's talk a little bit about it. And Todd was like, finally, somebody comes to me to talk about these twist ties. So it was nice to talk to Todd McFarlane. It was nice to talk to Jeremy Padower and the Jazzwares team. See you later. Goodbye. A lot of fun stuff over there at San Diego Comic-Con. Met a lot of nice people as well. But let's dive into it. How about let's get down to business here. Some may say Swerve business. Now, we do got 2 Fists of Fury as an accessory. We've seen those before with Swerve, as we know. But these are the ones, I don't know how you can't use this on this figure. You got the big clawed hands here, of course, like a young Killmonger once again. Got those gold claws looking absolutely amazing. Almost looking kind of reptilian on the hands right there. But looking very, very cool. Really giving it all with this outfit here. But now we're diving into the heads with this before we get into the body. We do got the regular Swerve head here. Very stoic looking, but it is very Swerve. Got the hair down in the front, then the rest all come back into like a ponytail kind of thing going on, shaved on the sides. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose and a mouth, playing all those Swerve hits. Man, he'd be on the realist right here. I haven't seen a realist like this since Enzo Amore. Of course, realist guy in the room, as we do know. But Swerve looking really good here. Looks like Swerve to me. But the second head, this is the one I'm going to use because it's so different. You got to use something special like this. You got the masked head over the top, almost like a luchador mask. Almost looks like Tenebris, who we unboxed on the channel months ago. Check out the Tenebris review. Black and gold attack there for Killmonger. Black mask, which is interesting. His robe is blue, so we're not really matching here. Is what it is, I guess, there. But it does look good. It is very different. I will use this. I will use the claw hands. There's no doubt in my mind that's how I'm going to display this one. I'm sure most people that open this one will do the same thing. I did find another one of these two to have been on box as well. One of my buddies there did get to buy one of these, and he's like, hey, I don't even want this. And I said, well, I'll just buy it. And so I got 2. So that was a good one for me. Lucky me. But we do get the robe here. Nice robe here with the blue and gold attack there. Looking very good. Is that a peacock? I don't know what that is on the back. I think it's a peacock. But isn't this Prince Nana's robe? And he had it for somebody, and who died? I don't know. It's old Ring of Honor tale. A tale as old as time that Kyle can't remember is what it is. But it's a famous robe. I do know that. But I believe it was Prince Nana's, right? Isn't that the way it goes? But it does look good on here. Nice to get in figure form, but underneath that, you got the straight up Black Panther Killmonger shirt going on. So you got the nice soft good shirt underneath there, and it seems to be a real shirt. How about that? I don't know if we got that from Jazzwares before. Usually Jazzwares, we get the shirts with the Velcro. This one, no Velcro on. So that is pretty cool if you ask me as well. So we got this nice, beautiful robe, but we got the nice, soft, good shirt underneath there. So taking the robe off. Looking very good. Gold and black attack looking nice. You got Swerve looking like a dead zombie on the back of the shirt there. Even a little bit of turtleneck on there. That's an interesting one. He's trying to get into Club Grayskull. And he's trying to get into Club KWK, but he's going the roundabout way. Usually you got to pop that collar to get in. He's like, maybe I could sneak in with a turtleneck. That's what he's trying to do. And I appreciate the effort, of course, on that. But it does look very good. Now underneath you got all the tattoos for Swerve, but you also got all the plastic. He's wrapped up here, and I appreciate the plastic to protect, but I always worry, okay, I take the plastic off. Is it not going to be protected? What's going to happen then? So that's always interesting. And then they've been using tape on here, which is leaving a Jakks sticky disease like residue on the back of their figure. So I'm not a huge fan of that either, but I do appreciate them trying to take advantage and fix some of the problems with some of the staining we've had over the last 5 years or so at this point. White wrist tape on here as well. I do worry about staining on the wrist tape, and I'm seeing a little bit of staining on mine. Your mileage may vary. We always do say that. 2 gripping hands out of the package here for Swerve. Of course, if you're the realist, you got to have some gripping hands as well. We get that kind of same zombie look to Swerve over here with the crazy eyes going on. Spiked collar looking good on the design. And then we got King Swerve on this side, of course, with his championship belt. Now, I can't remember. I'm terrible on dates and stuff, but he is showing the AEW title belt right here. Why doesn't he have that with this figure? You feel like he should have that? Maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe this was the match he wanted at. Maybe that was the case. So you could say, well, as he was going to the ring, he didn't have it. The Shawn Michaels defense, I think, is what we called that last year at San Diego Comic-Con. So we'll see if that's the same thing here. Swerve realist on his butt right there, looking good, just letting everybody know. And he's got a little target on his knee, looking good. Black and gold attack all the way down to the boots. You got the white and the black with a little bit of red on the boots as well. Now, articulation, identical to our normal Jazzware stuff. Arms all the way around, bicep cut. Double jointed, of course, pinned elbows. Got to have those pins. It's not a Supreme this time. Unfortunately, you guys know I love my Supremes. I don't know, but it is what it is. Hands back, forth, side to side, removable. Head removable, of course, back and forth. Waist articulation plus hula hoop up top. Big old Swerve splits if you do need them. Swerve going up for that big old boot. Double jointed pin knees on that. And then, of course, boot cut, ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. Our usual Jazzwares articulation. And will he fit on a ringside exclusive Jazzware stand? Well, it's the $1 million question. And the $1 million question says, yes, he will. Yes, he will. Very interesting, that kind of turquoise color on the bottom of the boot. Normally, we don't see that. So very interesting on that. It is made in China for those keeping track at home. I don't think Jazzwares has left China, if I'm not mistaken. So we do got some of that going on with Swerve here, but not a bad exclusive. This is one of those ones where it's not the first Swerve figure. We got a lot of Swerves coming as they announced at San Diego Comic-Con. So maybe people aren't too upset about this one missing it out, but if you're a completist, it's another one you got to track down and try to find. I think it's going for like $90 on eBay. It's $55, $56 at the show. I tell you what, if I had to, $90, that's not a bad deal because you might not win the lottery. You might not be able to wait in line if they do that next year. For $40 and not have to wait in line for 2 hours, plus your hotel, flights, all that kind of fun stuff, you might be money ahead that way. So it might feel bad, but in the long run, you probably saved money if this was all you needed there. But if you're there for the con for other exclusives and you want to obviously see the stuff, I don't know. You got to vote with your wallet in the action figure game and your San Diego Comic-Con game. That is for sure. But Swerve, not a bad piece of business here. Is it my favorite San Diego Comic-Con exclusive? Still partial to that Sting one, of course, from Jazzwares. But this isn't bad. I like the superhero theme. I like the outfit. It is different. It looks different. So it has a cool factor. There's no doubt about it with this one here. But we've got some Swerves before. We got the last one, which I believe was originally going to come with the robe, but didn't. And then, of course, the first one, which I still think is probably neck and neck with this one for the best Swerve so far. But once again, we got Target, Shop AEW, ringside Swerves coming in. You know he's going to be unmatched, unrivaled as well. So be prepared for more Swerves is what I'm going to say there. But not a bad day at the office for the Swerve, the realist, of course. Like a young Enzo, once again, going on here. But I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this Swerve Strickland. Are you going to pick it up, long game it, easy pass, didn't need it, no game, not so sure game? What are your thoughts on this one? And would you rather do the lottery game or waiting in line game. That's the hard one. There's pros and cons to both. The lottery's nice. You got a 3 to 4 hour window, or a 3 to 4 p.m. window. That's what I had. You just show up during that time. You go up, pay your money, and you're done. It's nice to plan around that. Hey, I got to swing by this booth. You don't have to worry about lines and things like that. Or do you want to duke it out? You want to fight it out in the line? Whew, I don't know. I've had both, and both have their good and bad once again. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And guess what? You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channels. Of course, 2 channels. Check out Patreon, YouTube channel memberships as well. Plenty of San Diego Comic-Con the last week, so make sure you check out some of that videos on my channels as well along the way. The_Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, SirPaul64 on the X, and of course, don't forget TikTok, and don't forget TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, my weekly podcast each and every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. Check it out if you have not already. So for San Diego Comic-Con 2025, Swerve, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?